Hi, I'm Greg Denny. You know, we all want to be smart, and I'm sure you are smart, but we want to be smarter. We want to be very well educated. And maybe you're like me. I, I like to say if I could remember half of the things I read, I'd be a pretty smart guy. I've read a lot of books, but it's so hard to keep those things fresh and to remember all the things that we're constantly learning, whether it's through experiences or conversations or videos or articles or books. And so I wanted to share a few ideas of how to uh, capture and apply what you learn. Now, there's a lot of different ways to do this, and you'll have some great ideas. So please, in the comments below, share the things that work for you. If you have a method or a trick or a tip or an app or something you use that works for you, share it with all of us. And you'll find that one thing will work really great for you for one thing, and another area might use a certain device or technique. And share those and kind of craft your own style that works for you. But I want to share what's been working for me. I've been voraciously studying and reading and learning, particularly in personal development, peak performance, and classical education, uh, with an emphasis on leadership and studying the lives of great men and women. And I've been doing that for over 20 years. And through those years, I've tried all kinds of different methods, like how do I capture this stuff? How do I make it accessible? How do I remember what I learn? And how do I take what I learn? And this is the most important part. How do I take what I learn and apply it and use it? Because learning all these things, it's great. You just might know stuff or have been exposed to stuff. But unless we really put it to use, it really doesn't benefit us that much. And so I challenge you, come up with a method that really works for you to take what you're learning and make it useful, make it user friendly, make it usable, make it accessible. Okay. Now, some of my mentees, the young men and women that I mentor, they've got, I think he has 2,000 different notes on his phone. He just gathers on his phone. And then others have different methods. Some have notebooks and journals. One girl has all kinds of different journals. She just loves her journals. She buys journals when she's out traveling around the world, gets these beautiful leather journals, and has all these different journals. And I want you to find something that works for you. What I found is that having lots of different journals and writing it all in hand in different places wasn't as accessible for me, because I want to be able to access information quickly and be able to use it topically, especially when I'm preparing a presentation or teaching a lecture or mentoring. Okay. One of the first things we'll start out with reading. Get a copy of this book. It's called Turn the Page. It is absolutely fantastic and goes over how to read a book and how to mark it up and annotate it. And that's a big one. So I can get these books on my shelf and I mean, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of other books that I have. And I can quickly grab them and I can turn to, even if I wanted to review the whole book, I can quickly go through it. I can see my notes. Boom, and it brings back the memories, the feelings, the experience, and quickly get access to my markings. I have a specific marking system. I challenge you to do that too. I'll star something or exclamation by things I really want to remember. I'll bracket. I'll put lines. I'll really write in here. Right? See. I mean, you just write all kinds of notes and make it yours. Make it real. I know some of you are like, it's a book. Don't write in it. Just, oh, it's so nice. And I don't know. Some books are like that, but others I would say, use it as a notebook. Again, the goal here is to get a great education. So mark them up. Now, once you've done that, how do you capture this information someplace that you can access it later or make it usable, and your own ideas? And after all kinds of years of trying to figure this out, I've turned to my iPhone. And here's what I do. I'll either type a note, but that's super slow, right? So I use voice memo. So I grab it. Now, years ago, before the iPhones were rocking it, I had a dictation device, like doctors use. I bought one of those, and I would just record all the things and then have somebody transcribe it for me or transcribe it myself using a transcription software for your computer. So now what I do is I use voice memo on my iPhone and I record the idea, either something I read, a great quote, a great story or experience, or just an idea. Then I'll put it into a file. I just quickly grab it, throw my files into a filing system. And I created folders under my writings and recordings, and I've got every topic that I'm interested in or I think I'm going to repeat or learn from, and I got all kinds of files in there, and I literally have been gathering poems and quotes and ideas and stories and references for years and years and years into these files. I mean, I just love it. It's so awesome. And I can access it. You ask me any question about, well, how can I be better about time management? Or how can I be better in improving my marriage? And how can I get along with somebody at work in a working relationship? And I can go to these files quick, boom, and I have all kinds of resources, and I'll put different books with the page numbers, different ideas, different stories or thoughts. Now, I type fast, but even faster than the typist, than the fastest typist, is a dictation. So Apple Macintosh computers have a built-in, it's called Dictate. I'll just open that, and it's voice recognition. And so I can speak to it just like this, and it will type it all out. And it is fast. And so I can capture all my files there. So between my phone and getting those transcribed and my notes and files and then dictating into my computer, that's how I've captured them now in a filing system where I can find them and access them. Now, there is great, great value in writing. Just in handwriting, there's just something special that happens just by writing. And so I have a little journal, little leather journal that I carry with me, and I'll capture notes in there. But I'm always trying to be diligent about then dictating those into my computer so I can have those in my files, or at least referencing a page number in my journal. That way you're capturing these ideas. Memorize as much as you can. Memorize certain places and locations, certain ideas. If you remember, hey, one of the very best books ever about getting along with people, about relationships, how to win friends and influence people. And you just kind of make this mental note and memorize it. This is the Bible for social relationships and social leadership. And so you can return to it. You can always remember that and think, oh yeah, there's this great part in there about praising people, about smiling, about remembering names. Boom, and you can quickly reference it. Oh yeah, this is great. Here's some great quotes, some ideas. You can give a presentation. You can teach your children. You can just revisit these ideas yourself and say, yeah, that's something I want to keep working on. I'm going to come back to this. And capture them, because the mind, as amazing as the mind is, and as little used as it is, we don't even get close to its full potential. It really is for processing, and we can memorize vast amounts, and I encourage you to do that. But it really isn't for storage so much. And so I think it's a very valuable thing for us to have what's been called an idea bank, where we capture these ideas. We have something. Now, whatever it is, whatever method, maybe you're going to have topical journeys or journals or by year, or however you want to set that up. But make sure it's accessible, that you can quickly find information about certain topics or ideas that you can revisit, and you can review them frequently. So for me, I could sit down literally in an hour or two and just zip through this thing, almost this whole book, and just capture the ideas, see my highlights, my notes. It'll bring it back to my memory, and oh, I got it, and I could really go through this quickly. So do that with your books. Do it in some kind of device. Maybe you'll use an app, Evernote, or all kinds of other apps like that, and share some of those if you know them, that are really great. You can literally take a picture of anything, or dictate anything, or save if you're on a website, you're like, oh, I want to save this part of this website. You grab a screenshot of it, and then that way you can file that in there. I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. I guess my encouragement here is please do it. Be diligent. Be intentional about setting up a system that'll help you become smarter. I mean, literally, this is a great way to become smarter. It's to be intentionally learning and then intentionally capturing what we learn so we can use it, so we can apply it, so we can reteach it. And you know this. When you prepare to teach something, when you've ever prepared a speech or a lesson, when you prepare to teach something, you learn so much more. And so capture what you're learning, turn around, make it usable and accessible, and then share it with somebody else. And it helps you retain it and become smarter and really apply and use what you're learning. So here's to your phenomenal education and sharing it with everyone around you. Reach upward.